There's been a lot of beef going on between the MAGA crew, right? The MAGA Knights. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into this article right here, real quick. Let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah. All right. So Trump, Iran strike test MAGA unity ahead of the midterms. I told y'all guys. I told y'all it's gonna be a lot of shakeup, right? At this point, it's hard to know exactly what's gonna happen in the midterms, but we already know, man. This is two. This is two wings, man. This is two wings on the same bird, man. We already know that. We already know that. We already know that. It's two wings of the same bird, man. So, good morning. How you doing? Yep. Yeah, I've already pulled into door two. Yeah. Yeah. Go. Okay, cool. Say less. I'm cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, thank you. Shit, you ain't gotta tell me twice. You ain't gotta tell me twice. I'm up out of there. I'm up out of there. You ain't gotta tell me twice. He told me I could sit in my truck, chat. He said you could sit in your truck. You ain't gotta come inside. But the lady told me I had to come inside, so I went inside. You know what I'm saying? The lady told me I had to go inside, so I went inside. The guy just came in and was like, shit, you could wait in your truck if you want to. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait in my damn truck. You ain't gotta tell me twice at all. You dig? Straight up. So I'm gonna go out here and wait in my truck, and we're gonna get into some of these articles right here in the morning. Good morning to everybody that's tuning in right now, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. We about to get into some of these articles. I just had to come back to my truck real quick. Just had to come back to my truck real quick. Hit that like button on the way in, so we can go ahead and get started. He ain't even started on my truck yet. He ain't even got started on my truck yet. So we gonna get in here. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in, guys. We finna go ahead and get started right here on this article this morning. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in, guys. So Trump's Iran strike tests MAGA unity ahead of the midterms. So we're gonna try to get some light going right here. So is MAGA divided right now due to what happened in Iran? There's a lot of different opinions on this, right? A lot of people agree, a lot of people disagree, but I think majority of MAGA right now is in a disagreement with the president. So some of the most prominent voices within U.S. President Donald Trump MAGA movement spoke out on Saturday against his attack on Iran, warning it could hurt Republicans in November's midterm elections. All right. So y'all think this is gonna shape the midterms? Y'all let me know in the chat. Y'all think this is gonna have uh, a dire outcome on what's going on? What's up, Kingo? All right. So warning it could hurt the Republicans in November midterms elections, but there was no immediate sign of outright rebellion among his supporters. The conservative critics pointed to potential risks for Republicans after the president campaigned in 2024 on a promise to focus on the economy and not start wars. And so we saw different videos. There's different videos out there of the president criticizing Obama in 2011, saying that Obama's going to start a war with Iran, blah 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 blah. Those videos are circulating right now. They're circulating because he's being caught up in his hypocrisy right now. And so public opinion polls show voters are increasingly disillusioned with Trump's handling of the economy. Right? They're going to keep reiterating that. Right? We saw all of the polls out there, and we could put a poll in here right now. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We could put a poll in here right now and see if everybody in here actually uh, support Donald Trump's handling of the economy as of right now. He said, "Hello, do you see those a lot of those fake streamers? I don't know what you're talking about." Um, Jack Posobiec. Posobiec. Do anybody know Jack Posobiec? I don't know Jack Posobiec. A right-wing commentator and influencer pointed to a warning last year from the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk before he was assassinated in September. Charlie Kirk told us all that the younger generation of Americans are far more interested in domestic policy than pursuing international conflict. And we can't forget that in the midterm year. Posabek posted on Twitter. All right, that's what he posted on Twitter. So, do you guys think Charlie Kirk would have been against this whole Iran ordeal? I believe he was against this, right? Matter of fact, I believe Charlie Kirk was actually against uh, anything related to do with United States and Israel um, being united. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Washington D.C. checking in. Good morning, Danny. Good morning, everybody in the chat right now. Good morning. Trump received increased support from young men in 2024, but recent opinion polls show that to be waning. Waning. All right. So, risk to Republican control of Congress. So, is this a risk? Let me put this poll in the chat. Let me put this poll in the chat. Does this war, uh, does this war pose a risk to Republicans' midterm election? Oh, it's not gonna let me put the whole thing in there. This war. Let me do it like this. Give me a second, guy. Let me just put the poll in here like this. This war poses a risk to Republicans' midterm elections. So it's not gonna let me put the whole thing. Wow. It's not gonna let me put the whole thing. It's crazy. Matter of fact, you guys will know what I mean. You guys will know exactly what I mean. So we're gonna do that right there. This war, that's the question, guys. Does this war pose a risk to Republicans' midterm elections? Thank you, Danny, for the $5, Danny. Thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you so much, Danny. Does this war pose a risk to Republicans' midterm elections? All right. Let me know what y'all think. Thank you so much, Danny, for the $5. All right. Charlie Kirk told us all that the younger generation of Americans are far more interested in domestic policy than pursuing international conflict. And we can't forget that in the midterms, Posabek, a right-wing influencer, posted that on X. I need to get that out of my mouth. All right, so Trump received increased support from young men in 2024, but recent polls suggest that to be waning. So risk to Republican control of Congress. All right. As a result, Trump's attack on Iran is a huge election year gamble, right? That heightens the risk for Republicans as they try to stay in power in Congress in November. All right. Reagan Box, one of a dozen Republican candidates to replace former U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene in Georgia. Reagan Box said while she is a Trump supporter and part of the MAGA base, she does not back the strikes on Iran, right? She do not back the strikes on Iran, okay? So that's what she said, right? The lady literally that replaced Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? The lady that Donald Trump, oh my gosh, he cannot stand her anymore. He can't stand her anymore. um, she had something to say literally. I could feel the truck just rocking, rocking, rocking. All right. While she viewed Iran's leadership as heinous, right? She told Reuter, every time we try to do a regime change, especially in the Middle East, we just destabilized it. All right, so she had a difference of opinion. Double tap that screen. We got a lot of people in here. Double tap that screen. Double tap that screen. All right. Thank you guys for being here right now. Double tap that screen. Go ahead and get the likes up. When you come in, get the likes up. We're talking about right here. We're talking about all of the Republicans, right, who are criticizing this strike or in Iran, and also the question is, does this war pose a risk to the Republican midterm elections? Let me know what you think. Right. Let's get everybody to vote. We got 10 votes right now, and some people says no, some people says yes. So go ahead and vote. Go ahead and hit the like button, please. Thank you so much for being here. How long you been trucking along? A long time. All right. So, while she viewed Iran's leadership as heinous, she told Reuters every time we tried to do a regime change, especially in the Middle East, we just destabilized it. All right. Uh, Israel said Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei had been unalive in the operation. I believe his other name is what was the first name? Somebody tell me the first name. I can't remember the first name. But they're just saying Ali Khamenei, but I know he had a first name. They didn't say it in the article right here. Anyways, Green, Marjorie Taylor Greene, once once one of Trump's fiercest loyalists, who broke with him last year and quit Congress over what she said was his lack of focus on domestic issues. Right? Posted on X. She also posted on X. War with Iran does not lower inflation and make cost of living affordable. So that's she's been holding on to that same to that same talking point, right, with Donald Trump. Like she just like, look, man, like I get it. I'm MAGA all day. As I'm saying, that's what she's saying. But damn, like when are we gonna actually focus on the issues at home? Like, that's all she's been consistently saying the same things over the years. All right. This is possible to dent the midterms. It's possible, but I don't think. I mean, we're gonna see criticism from his base, but his base is not gonna jump ship. They're not gonna jump ship, right? His base is gonna put the people that he wants to be put in Congress, right? Here comes the midterms. His base is still gonna vote red regardless. Um, where was I? So yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene said war with Iran does not lower inflation and make cost of living affordable. All right, so public opinion polls consistently show Americans' top concern is raising or is the rising cost of living. Much of Trump's first 13 months in office, however, has been dominated by foreign policy. That's true. Republican congressional leaders worry disgruntled voters could punish them in November. The Hodge twins, the Hodge twins, the Hodge twins, really? The Hodge twins, a popular conservative podcast duo who have generally backed Donald Trump, blasted the strikes in a post to their 3.5 million followers on X as anti-ethical to his 2024 campaign. Mm. Freeing the people of Iran is not why I voted for Trump, the post said. Mm. And that's okay. Like people who can admit, right, they can say that they can say they voted for Donald Trump, and then they can say, hey, I'm criticizing him because this is not what I voted for. This is not something that he said he would do, right? Like you can definitely like give those people their props for actually holding him or at least trying to hold him accountable. There's not really much they can do. They just gonna voice their opinion and say what they're gonna say. But Donald Trump's gonna do what Donald Trump's gonna do, regardless of who has anything to say about it. All right, Loomer back attack. So Loomer back the attack. Other MAGA influencers supported the bombing campaign. In a video address to the nation, Trump said he was seeking regime change and warned that some Americans might be unalive in what he described as a war. I should play that video, but you guys can go find out where the president said he will lose casualties in this war, right? Laura Loomer, A close Trump ally posted on X, Iran has been attacking the U.S. for over 47 years, and now the 47th president of the United States is ending their reign of terror. All right, so Laura Luma actually support what's happening right now in Iran. Trump supporters largely backed the capture in January of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro as a swift, painless military win. All right. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. You lied about Hodge twins. I asked Gemini. I didn't lie about Hodge twins. The article, this is the article. And you asked Gemini, you asked a fucking um unreliable source, right? you last what this source say right here, y'all? Hold on. Let me see if y'all can see. What this source say right there. You probably can't see it right there. But I'll tell you what it says. Very high factuality. Very high factuality. Very high factuality article. You telling me you went to Gemini? Boy, get the hell out of here. you went to Gemini, bro. Use your brain. That boy done went to an AI service that's gonna use Wikipedia with mixed sources. Anyways, Laura Luma, she backed the president. Michael Traugott, a political scientist and professor emeritus at the University of Michigan, said criticism has come mainly from the chattering class of the MAGA base and not from Republican elected leaders. It was too early, however, to say how supporters will feel in the longer term. All right. He said a protracted conflict with Iran could prompt some core Trump supporters to drop their support. All right, so this war poses a risk to Republican midterm elections. 52% says no, 48% says yes. So we're kind of right there in the middle. So 25 votes. We're kind of right there in the middle. All right. All right. So for the popular MAGA base, this is pretty much a direct violation of a major campaign promise to stay out of foreign engagements. All right. The Republican National Committee released a statement supporting the Iran operation, while reactions in the U.S. Congress largely broke down along party lines, with Republicans calling the attack necessary. Right? Of course, that's what they're going to say. Mike Davis, head of the Article 3 Project, a pro-Trump legal advocacy group, said on Saturday the strikes were justified, citing a recent video message in which he said Khamenei warned Iran could sink U.S. warships. That video right there is all the justification that the president needs to flatten the supreme leader's home and take him out, Davis told former Trump strategist Steve Bannon on his War Room podcast, which is popular with the MAGA base. All right. So we saw some different takes on that article right there from the MAGA base. Some of those guys support the president largely, and some of them do not support. All right, and so some are saying that the elected leaders, the elected Republican leaders, all pretty much support what the president is doing, except for what's her name, Reagan Box. Reagan Box. All right. So, well, she said she's not elected yet. She's one of the dozen Republican candidates to replace former U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. So she's not elected yet, and she probably just ruined her chances. She probably just ruined her chances to actually win that election. You never know. She probably just ruined her chances. Who knows? Who knows? So we're gonna go ahead and get over here. So uh, we'll see if we can find some different people who criticize this Iran strike. MAGA reacts to Trump's strike on Iran. Absolutely disgusting and evil. Guys, hit the like button. We got a lot of people in here right now. Hit the like button on the way in. Please just thumb the video up, right? So we voted for America First and Zero Wars. Former GOP Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene wrote on X, calling the administration a bunch of sick effing liars. Now, honestly, I don't know if that's what she really said, guys. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go to a different source, but I don't know if that's actually what she said. All right, so Marjorie, major figures associated with the Make America Great movement, including Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. Uh, are they not gonna let me read this article? Rolling Stone, dude, I'm not finna purchase this article. You guys are not fucking highly factual. Why the fuck would I? Why would I even buy? Why would I purchase your article, bro? Fuck out of here. I don't even want your article anyway. Can't even trust that article. Anyways, let's go to a different article, man. They just pissed me off. They just pissed me off. Some MAGA influencers warn Israel, uh, Iran strike could hurt the Republicans in the midterm. Trump supporters back him over promises to focus on inflation and not start wars. Republican Party largely supportive of Iran operations. All right, double tap that screen, man. Full support of Iran from India. There you go. Let's see. So, let me make sure this is just not. We already read about what she said. I'm not gonna repeat what she said. The Haas twins. Okay. Mike Davis. So let's see what the news are saying about it real quick. Let's see how Fox News feel about this. Breaking news here. President Trump just posted on Truth Social moments ago. He wrote this: Iran just stated that they are going to hit very hard today, harder than they have ever been hit before. They better not do that, however, because if they do, we will hit them with a force that has never been seen before. That is coming from the president at this hour. This comes as Iran is issuing more threats after U.S. and Israeli forces launched an attack, killing their supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei. Israel and the United States have attacked Iran. They have violated international law and the Charter of the United Nations. They must be held accountable. So long as this aggression continues, Iran will continue to exercise its inherent right of self-defense firmly, proportionately, and without hesitation until the aggression ends. And now there are concerns that Iran could use their terror proxies to attack Americans on U.S. soil. FBI Director Kash Patel instructing counterterrorism and intelligence teams to be on high alert and mobilize all security assets needed, while the NYPD also on high alert and will be increasing patrols throughout that city. Joining us now is Jacob Olit. Oh, that's what Fox News said. Fox News said they're on high alert. But honestly, what I saw on the news earlier was that they was on high alert for Mar-a-Lago. They was on high alert for the president's resort, not necessarily the American people. Not necessarily the American people, but they was on high alert and preparing for any strike that could take place possibly on Mar-a-Lago. So I don't know what Fox News is actually talking about. Fox News, I'm telling y'all gotta watch out for Fox News sometimes, because Fox News, on ground news, a lot of their stories are mixed facts. They're not always graded high factuality. Fox News is very unreliable, very unreliable. Some of y'all, I showed y'all before how they would put out news about Nancy Guthrie that just wasn't true. They would put out news about her that just wasn't true. Like you just couldn't confirm some of the shit that they was putting out about her. But yeah. Anyways, let's see. U.S. Senate candidates in Texas make final pitches to voters ahead of the Tuesday primary. All right. Heard Jasmine Crockett is um, just blowing it out of the waters right now. So Trump warns Iran not to escalate attacks, saying U.S. will strike back with force. That's just what they were talking about right there. So Trump warned Iran not to escalate, saying that the U.S. will strike back with a force that has never been seen before. Ooh, he talking that shit. He is talking that shit. The U.S. military is undertaking a massive operation destroying Iranians' missiles and razing their missiles industries to the ground. Trump said the strikes also unalived Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah. That's the name I was looking for earlier when I was like Ali Khamenei. They didn't give me his first name. And other leaders framing it as necessarily to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon, right? Same thing they said about Iraq. Iraq had um, weapons of mass destructions, right? We all know what this playbook is, bro. We all know what's going on, bro. We already know what's going on, man. Iran is one of those countries that is not owned by by the families. We'll just say it like that. Iran is one of those countries who is not owned by the families. If you know, you know. They don't have a central bank that's owned by the families. So I ain't gonna speak too much on that. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you better find out. You better find out. Let's see what the Washington Top News got to say about this thing, man. So here we go. Let's accept that right here. Oh, let's see if we got some video right here. We might have some video I could show y'all right here. Until that video come up, we're just gonna keep reading right here, guys. Are they gonna allow me to read this article? No, they're not. Is the video gonna pull up or no, bro? Man, this article is trash. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This article is trash. No, we ain't going to that one. Albuquerque. Let's see what they got to say right here. All right.
The president confirmed this afternoon that Iran's supreme leader was killed in these bombings, and he also indicated this isn't the end, they will continue. The United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. U.S. Central Command releasing this video of the strikes, showing missiles launching and targets being hit overnight. The Pentagon says the operation targeted Iranian missile sites, air defenses, and Revolutionary Guard facilities. The president says the strikes also killed Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. On social media, he called him one of the most evil people in history and said other leaders were also killed in the attack. The president said these strikes will continue, quote, throughout the week or as long as necessary. Iran has fired back on U.S. and Israeli targets in the region. These photos show President Trump at his Mar-a-Lago resort as the strikes were carried out in coordination with Israel. The president framed the strike as the result of decades of conflict with Iran, saying diplomacy failed and this action was necessary to prevent Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now, we're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. The president also urged Iranians to, quote, take back their government as lawmakers here in Washington call for briefings and questions grow about how long this operation could last. At the White House, I'm Christopher Salas.
Y'all heard it there. And I just mentioned that earlier that he said, you know, we will have we will have United States casualty. We will have casualties of war, right? And this is the last thing that's the last thing that we need right now, man, over some small family wanting to implement a central bank inside of that country, man. That's it, bro. That's what we going to war for, bro. We're going to war for a small family, bro, wanting to gain control over Iran, right? They want control over Venezuela. They want control over Cuba. They want control over Iran. bro. They want control over all of these places, bro. That they don't have their footprint on. I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. It's crazy out here. It's crazy. Let me see if I can find. Mm,
This is what AI ads looked like just last year. This product is ridiculously good. I can't wait for you. I hate seeing President Obama today saying that Iran has violated our agreement. I mean, what did he think? He's now complaining about Iran violating the agreement. What the hell did he think? He's like a baby. He's like a baby. Now, can you imagine? I mean, the agreement's 2 seconds old. This guy, the ink isn't even dry. Today, I hear Obama is very unhappy with Iran because he feels that they haven't lived up to the spirit of the agreement. What the hell did he think was going to happen? They defaulted on day one. I mean, they were doing things on day one, and everyone was telling him, he said, that can't be possible. That's the way life works. These are vicious people. But the saddest part of that deal is so much of this money is already gone. Just got $150 billion right out the tubes. And what do we get? We got nothing. We got nothing. They got the money. The prisoners should have been released years ago before we started negotiating. Years ago. We got nothing. Good evening, everybody. We will not avert our eyes from a regime that chants death to America. The Iranians like to taunt us because they don't have like respect for our leaders. I hate seeing President Obama today saying that Iran has violated our agreement. I mean, what did he think? He's now complaining about Iran violating the agreement. What the hell did he think? He's like a baby. They become emboldened because they don't respect us and they don't respect our leader. And all they do is scream death to America, death to America. And by the way, they're not screaming it so much anymore. They were screaming it with him. They don't scream it with me. And when they signed that deal, they were screaming death to America. Do you remember? Death to America. How do you sign a deal when they're screaming death to America? They don't talk that way anymore. They're a nation of terror. And they've changed a lot since I've been president. I can tell you they were unstoppable, and now they're in deep, deep trouble. When President Obama signed that horrible deal, they were screaming death to America. I haven't been hearing that lately. Iran is a much different country than 2.5 years ago. When I took over, Iran was all over. And now they just want to, they want to negotiate a deal so badly. Iran is a different place than when I took over. When I took over the United States, when I became president, Iran was a real threat to the entire Middle East and maybe beyond. And now they're having very, very big difficulties, to put it mildly.
bro, bro. If you believe Donald Trump is a gangster, you crazy, Diaz. Was not Donald Trump's decision, bro. This is not his decision, bro. The fact that y'all think that he really made this move without congressional authorization, bro. Everybody is on the same page, bro. Congress is on the same page. The Democrats are on the same page. Republicans are on the same page. Everybody's on the same page, bro. Y'all the only ones who think they're not on the same page. Y'all the only one who think they're not on the same page, man. Trump's comment on Truth Social followed Iranian threats on Sunday morning after acknowledging the killing of Supreme Leader Ayatollah. Iran just stated that they are going to hit very hard today, harder than they have ever hit before, Trump wrote. They better not do that, however, because if they do, we will hit them with a force that they have never seen before. All right, so Iran apparently is threatening to strike the United States. Right, that's why they have Mar-a-Lago is on shutdown right now. They're securing Mar-a-Lago. Right, Iran's parliament speaker on Sunday called leaders of the United States and Israel filthy criminals. Filthy criminals who will face devastating blows for their ongoing attacks on the Islamic Republic. Mohammed Barger Qualabov made the comment in a televised address. Mohammed is the highest ranking official to appear on camera since the attacks began on Saturday. You have crossed our red lines. You have crossed our red lines and must pay the price, he said. We will deliver such devastating blows that you yourself will be driven to beg. Guys, chat, we are at war, y'all. We are at war, y'all. We are at war. The world is safer now. The world is not safer now, right? The world is not safer. We are at war. Thank you guys for liking the stream. I like the stream, Dumbs. Good people. Thank you, Diaz. What's up, Connor? We are at war, guys. We are at war. Literally. So, strike zones. These maps show where the U.S. and Israel hit Iran in retaliation against U.S. bases. The United States and Israel launched coordinated military strikes across Iran on Saturday, hitting the capital city, Tehran, and several provinces, following warnings from the United States of possible military actions amid ongoing talks for an agreement to prevent Iran from having nuclear capabilities. President Donald Trump posted on social media that the strikes unalived Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah. Iranian state media confirmed Ayatollah's death and reported the death toll from the operation exceeded 200 people. So they unalived 200 people on that strike. Also, it was said, it was said that these strikes, and I'm not reading this on this article, but it was said that these strikes took out some children, guys, over 40 kids at an elementary school. It was said that these strikes took out some children, y'all. Little girls. Little girls at an elementary school. Yes, that's what happened. Many people are confirming this on Instagram, on social media. Many people are confirming that um, these U.S. strikes unalive the children. Is that right, chat? Is that right? Is that what we stand for? Is that what we stand for, y'all? Is that what we stand for? People come in here and say I'm wrong, blah 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 blah, bro. Just because you heard something else don't mean that I'm wrong, bro. All right. Just because you heard something else don't mean that I'm wrong. All right. But you can say what you want to say. All right. The Get the Facts data team aggregated information on strike locations as details came in from multiple sources, including the Associated Press, CNN, Israeli media outlets, Iranian state agencies, satellite imagery, and verified social media reports, mapping the strikes on Iran. The map below identifies known strikes as of Saturday afternoon, overlaid on the locations of 30 known nuclear sites and 17 missile sites in Iran, as identified by the Nuclear Threat Initiative organization prior to the U.S. airstrikes in June 2025. 2025. So they have this thing literally mapped out. Approximate location of U.S. and Israel strikes against Iran in relation to known nuclear uh, missiles. You guys, you can get this article right here. Let me see if I can put this article in the chat for you guys to go check it out for yourselves. So nobody be like, oh man, that's false, blah, 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 blah. That's false, dude. You're so wrong. You're so wrong, dude. Punk ass boys. Go check it out for yourself, fucktards. I support human beings. Y'all kill me with these damn. Y'all so hateful, bro. I support human beings. You strike me as someone who just hate other people who are not Americans. That's what you do. You strike me as somebody who only stand for your country and you don't care about any other country in the world. You don't care about other people at all. You mean to tell me that these children are horrible people, bro? These children are innocent, bro. I don't care how you spin it. You talking about blame it on their parents, blah 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 blah. You evil as fuck, bro. Get off my channel. Leave. If you support kids being unalive, bro, you disgusting, bro. You a disgusting human being. That's what you are, right? And you support the death of kids and children. So get your bitch ass off my channel. I don't even want you here, bro. Leave. Get off my channel before I show you that your freedom of speech don't mean shit. I'm gonna take it right away from your punk ass. Y'all just so fucking hateful, bro. Hateful as fuck, bro. I can't stand people like you, bro. You disgust me, bro. So just get the fuck off my channel, please. Just leave. Don't even comment again. Cause if you comment again, I'm just gonna take your freedom of speech away. Let me see if that's you. Okay, that ain't you. Nah, he left. He ain't gonna say shit again. He ain't gonna say shit again. His bitch ass gone. I just can't stand motherfuckers, bro, who just there you get. Then what? Yeah, get your bitch ass off my channel. Yeah. Now what? You gone forever. Go to your other channel. Go to your other channel. All right. That shit rubbed me the wrong way, bro. Talking about some blame it on their parents. Are you fucking serious? Innocent kids, bro, being unalive, bro. You talking about some blame it on their parents? That's so fucking evil, bro. Y'all some evil motherfuckers, bro. A lot of y'all on the internet just nasty, bro. Nasty fucking people. Nasty American people I don't even want to be associated with. I don't like your kind, bro. I don't like your kind, bro. I don't. If you try to justify the unaliving of children because they from Iran or Palestine, man, fuck you, bro. Fuck you and your American flag, all that shit that you think you stand for. You don't really stand for the American flag. You don't really stand for that shit, bro. You stand for some racist ass. You stand for some other shit, bro. You don't stand for you don't I don't know what the fuck you stand for. But if y'all think America, if y'all want to associate America with unaliving children from different countries, fuck America. Fuck America. If that's what y'all want America to stand for, unaliving innocent children, that who are at school not knowing what's going on, fuck you. Z-Bread, fuck you. Uh, who else? Who else? People start talking anything racism just because they have no other argument. Oh, okay. If you disagree, fuck you. Fuck you. Uh, uh, Facts, Momo. Facts. I know we got a bunch of zombies in the chat right now. Just a bunch of zombies, right? Moderators, y'all can chop their fucking head off if you want to. I don't care. I don't. Zombies, I just let them walk around. They ain't got no life. I just let them walk around. But y'all can chop their fucking head off. Go ahead and unalive their ass. I don't give a fuck. Oh man. So that's what's going on, man. That's what's going on. A lot of people are, a lot of MAGA are disagreeing with the whole strike. So, boy, y'all getting timed out left and right for 86,000 seconds. They getting timed out left and right for 86,000 seconds, boy. Come back tomorrow. Try again. Come back tomorrow and try again, chat. Are we done? Yeah, we done, y'all. Anyways, guys, so we showed y'all, man. We showed y'all the differences going on, man. Hit that like button on the way in. Turn off the lights. I have a family in Iran cheering on Trump. Blah 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 blah. Use a bitch. What about the Iranians celebrating it? They're not celebrating the unaliving of children. I guarantee you that. Guys, I'm not saying that the strike is wrong, but I'm saying that the strike on the kids that were unalived in their elementary school, that's wrong. I don't care how you spin it. I don't care how you spin it, bro. Unaliving kids is never right, bro. Unaliving kids. Oh, we made a mistake. We didn't mean it. They were just in the crossfire. Blah blah blah. Nah, bro. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. We are wrong. Somebody said you have family in Iran cheering for this, right? Right? Is that something to really brag about? You got family in Iran cheer like that's right, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. And if you got people in Iran who are cheering this on, they probably in bed with the United States. They probably just, man, I ain't gonna say what I want to say, bro. I ain't gonna say what I want to say, bro. A lot of y'all don't see the play. A lot of y'all don't see the play in this shit. What's happening? What's really going on? You can see millions cheering for this. Shut the fuck up. No, you can't. Millions? Shut your stupid ass up. You can see millions cheering for this. Shut up. Mm. What did Marjorie? I want to see what Marjorie had to say. What did Marjorie say? Uh oh. Did he get another strike? This story was just updated 4 minutes ago. This story was just updated 4 minutes ago, I believe. Let me make sure. 6 minutes ago.
Panic, chaos, and injuries at the Dubai airport overnight. A Shahed drone striking a luxury hotel in Dubai's Palm Jumeirah. We're seeing the Middle East absorb a wave of Iranian retaliation. Strikes are hitting countries that host U.S. military bases and reaching a port in Dubai. It's one of the largest and busiest ports in the Middle East. For how Gulf states are reacting, let's go to CNN's Paula Hancock's in Dubai. So, Paula, bring us the latest. How are they reacting to this? Well, Pamela, we've really seen no let up in the retaliation from Iran to many of these Gulf nations, and the reaction from the governments is one of anger. These are Gulf nations who, for the most part, had said that their military bases could not be used if there were to be this US Israeli attack on Iran. They have said that their airspace could not be used. They had also been lobbying the US president behind the scenes and quite publicly not to take the military route, but to continue with diplomacy. So countries here in the Gulf really felt like they had distanced themselves with what has happened over the past 24, 36 hours, but it doesn't appear to have made any difference. Iran's still carrying out these retaliatory attacks, missiles and drones coming into these Gulf nations, nations which are very unaccustomed to being part of this kind of large, unprecedented military attack. This here in Dubai, I mean, this is an international global hub. This is a global commerce hub. It is an area where tourists come. And certainly it is very unprecedented to see people rushing to parking lots. There are no air raid shelters officially here, but trying to get away from the incoming missiles. Now, just in the UAE alone, they have said, and this is several hours ago, so this number will be higher now, at least 137 missiles, 200 plus drones have been intercepted by the defence systems here. Now, we have been hearing from officials that they do have strong air defence systems, that they are able to intercept what is coming in from Iran. But as I say, there is.
Damn, Dubai. Dubai got it going like that. Somebody said Israel is responsible. This just came out 6 minutes ago. This just came out 6 minutes ago. Wolf, do you remember the hostage in 1980 has been going on a decade? Khamenei is responsible. This is for the world and for the Iranians that are being murdered while protesting. Stop fighting wars for Israel. Not the Abrahamic wars. Not the Abrahamic wars, y'all.
Across the Gulf nations been strong condemnation against Tehran that they have been targeted. Some also say that they reserve the right to retaliate. When questioned, though, those officials do not enlarge on what they mean by that. We did hear one Emirati official saying they are not just going to sit by idly and watch this happen, but it is not clear at this point, apart from the defensive nature of what they are doing, what more they could do against these strikes.
Let me bring in Reem bint Ibrahim Al Hashmi. She's the Member of State for International Cooperation for the UAE. And Reem, thank you for joining us from Dubai this morning. It is hard to overstate just how shocking these images are to UAE residents who are used to this country being a beacon of safety and stability, as Iran now threatens the, quote, heaviest offensive in its history following the Supreme Leader's death. Can you give us the very latest on the scope and scale of the targets and casualties so far, and what more the UAE is bracing for today?
Thank you very much, Becky, for having me, and thank you for your program as well. It's a really unprecedented time for us. This is something we've tried to avoid in the last couple of weeks and months as we had encouraged dialogue and de-escalation. Unfortunately, we're at a situation right now.
They said Dubai been blocking all of those airstrikes from Iran. Said Dubai got a crazy defense system that's just blocking all the airstrikes coming in. Say they can't even get a strike on Dubai, boy. Dubai playing defense right now. Dubai is playing defense right now, chat.
Now where Iran has, through very unjustifiable and very unlawful measures, taken attacks not just to the UAE but also to the rest of the Gulf and beyond. That is something that we do not accept. We have one of the best defense systems in the world, and we are confident that we will be able to continue to support our infrastructure and protect the people who live here. I know it's a scary time for a lot of the residents. You had mentioned that because you're right, we don't hear these types of loud sounds, but at the same time, those are sounds of interception. And where there has been damage, that has been primarily debris. And so I do think it is important that we reaffirm to the people of the UAE, both expatriates but also nationals alike, that we have one of the best air to missile defense systems in the world, and that we are doing everything to ensure that we continue to be safe and secure.
Mm.
These threats from Iran had been telegraphed should they be attacked by the US. They were on Saturday morning. The threats were on US bases, effectively, around this region. in the UAE. Um, these strikes have been wider than that. I know the attacks, for example, on sort of hotels and civilian infrastructure in the UAE. How much worse do you think?
Somebody just left me a comment on one of my videos and said your mods are not on point. Guys, my mods are not trigger happy, bro. Right? They already understand like they understand like that Dom don't really get offended by shit, right? But you come in here just talking wild, crazy nonsense. Yeah, we'll get you up out of here for 86,000 seconds. That's no problem. But my mods are not trigger happy, bro. They're not. They let you guys come in here and disagree with each other and disagree respectfully, right? You might call me like somebody said I had doo doo hands a while ago. They said get your doo doo hands off the screen. Like that don't bother me, chat. I don't care. That don't bother me. So guys, don't come to my videos, commenting on my videos, saying my mod's this, my mod's that. That won't make you become a mod, bro. Just chill, bro. Right? He is just black. That's it. I'm just black. I'm just black. You said I got doo-doo hands. I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, bro. It don't offend me, guys. It don't offend me at all. And my mods know that. My mods know I'm cool. I don't, but you come in here talking that other like crazy shit, we'll get you up out of here for 86,000 seconds. We will get you up out of here for 1,433 minutes. I promise you that. I promise you that. I promise you that. Joshua said, I'm offended on how retarded you are. Have you never seen a black person? Joshua, why are you offended, bro? Because you're watching me. I'm not watching you. You watching me. I'm not watching you.
Fear this could get, and what is your sense of the targeting here?
So, however way they
You're so smart watching a retarded guy. That's crazy. You so smart watching a retarded guy. Make it make sense.
want to move, we will be ready for that. We, of course, do not want further escalation. We are calling for calm and measured responses. But by the same token, as you noted earlier, over 137 ballistic missiles, over 200 drones, that has been intercepted by the defense system of the UAE. We continue to urge de-escalation. We're working with our partners all around the world and receiving from them assurances not only of support and coordination, but also severe condemnation that this has taken a much larger regional standpoint by really implicating other countries in the Gulf as well.
Mm.
Hi there. Would you like to?
Well, Dubai is on point, chat. Dubai is on point with the defense system, so they ain't worried about nothing. They ain't worried about nothing. Somebody said your Mars are not on point. Commenting, comment and support and got muted. Literally, no need to really mute anyone unless they are seriously spamming or being unhinged. But getting mute for supportive comment, that is just someone doing a poor job at moderating. Hard to get views that way. Justin, you probably, I don't know what you said, Justin, but you probably got muted by mistake, bro. The chat is moving, bro. Sometimes they might mute you by mistake. Then again, I don't know what you said, Justin. I don't know what you said, right? So obviously you felt some type of way about being muted, bro. If you got muted for 86,000 seconds, bro, come back tomorrow. You'll see me tomorrow. Come back tomorrow, man. Your one view ain't gonna hurt a damn thing, bro. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that, bro. Trust and believe that. But come back tomorrow, bro. If you didn't say anything, I apologize. What's up, Aaron? Hey, Aaron. How you doing, Aaron? Good to see you. Long time no see. Long time no see, Aaron. But like I said, Justin, if you're listening right now, bro, I apologize that you got timed out by mistake. Right? You probably got timed out by mistake. Then again, I don't know what you said. I don't know what you said at all. Hey, I'm good. Just getting ready for a match. Ooh, you getting ready for what you getting ready for rugby? Rugby? You getting ready for rugby? Yeah, she getting ready for rugby, y'all. Rugby match. Iran update. We got an Iran update as of 30 minutes ago.
When the Stones Speak. Thank you so much for taking the time, Daron, to be here with us today. Thank you so much for having me, Josh. Of course. And Daron, I wanted to start right now. I do want to continue to bring you all of the coverage here that we are getting in, and I do want to bring in Daron Spielman, a former spokesman for the Israel Defense Forces. He's also a best-selling author of When the Stones Speak. Thank you so much for taking the time, Daron, to be here with us today.
Be safe out there, Aaron.
Having me,
Please be safe,
Josh.
Aaron.
Of course. And Daron, I wanted to start off by talking to you about the situation that's taking place there right now over in Tehran, because a little more than 24 hours ago, of course, we know that we saw the explosions start. They were near the office of Iran's supreme leader, later confirmed dead by President Trump and then by Iran. What was going through your mind here as you kind of watched all of this play out? You know, it was amazing because this actually happened to be just before a holiday called Purim, which is a holiday that just been celebrating for 2,300 years, literally about how Persia tried to destroy the Jews, and the Jews came back and were given permission from the king to defend themselves and destroy those who wanted to defend them. And, you know, we were sitting with our whole family in the shelter with bombs falling everywhere, and you're trying to calm your kids down. And I said to them, listen, this is actually the story for real. The ultimate leader of evil in the world, whose dark cloud has been hanging over our heads, that have killed Jews, and by blowing up embassies in Buenos Aires, by shooting rockets at Israel, by Hamas and Hezbollah, that leader, thanks to the United States of America and a president who understands the difference between good and evil, thanks to Prime Minister Netanyahu and the Israeli pilots and U.S. pilots, justice has been done and that leader is no more. And it is, I have to tell you, Josh, and to your viewers, after decades of terror by Iran, it is a sin.
Guys, we can't confirm that he's over there in Iran, guys. Anybody can say that they are anywhere, guys. Echo Infinity, we would never know if you actually over there in Iran or not. We would never know. So you guys get that? He said it's not too chill. Like I keep hearing bombs or like no, he's not over there. He's not in Iran, guys. He's not in Iran. Don't believe the hype, bro. Don't believe the hype. He's trolling, literally trolling.
Almost like a divine hand saying, you know what? Good does beat evil. What is kind of, I guess, the situation that could take place as a result of the leadership there in Iran? Do we have kind of an idea just yet of how that leadership goes from here? Because I know that's a big question that a lot of people have asked. They want to know who could be the new leader. A lot of questions relating to that. And of course, what you're looking at on your screen right now is a look at some of the video coming in from the Israel Defense Forces as once again we continue to watch all of this kind of unfold. We're getting more and more information coming into our newsroom. So again, what do we think about the future here of the leadership in Iran? Everyone's dead. Play now available. Bob told us that they were going to test the alien craft that night. I have seen. Look, the so-called supreme leader Ali Khamenei, who has now been eliminated, he did put into place a succession plan. As far as we know, he looked at 3 different people to succeed him: the head of the court, his nephew, and another advisor to him. One of them has already been eliminated along with him. But you know, we have to take a step back and understand that this goes deeper than only who he chose. It goes deeper to the point in which what is a leader of evil? Up until now, they were able to sit in their Lamborghinis in downtown Tehran, living in their mansions, and moving pieces across a chessboard like Hezbollah, like Hamas, to carry out their dirty work for them. The elimination of Khamenei and his successors and much of the leadership regime changes that paradigm completely and puts into place accountability. Any leader now that's leading Iran, if he decides to attack the United States and try to his close advisors are going to pay the price. And that is a dramatic shift in the Middle East, and it puts things into place so that hopefully they're not just going to send their minions. They're going to know that they will pay the price for evil, and if they decide to face the words of the West and choose good, then their lives will be better along with the lives of the Iranian people. What about the concern regarding retaliation from Iran? As I mentioned here, and I want to pop this up on your screen once again, this is a live look, I believe, out of Tel Aviv, where you can see some of the damage there in the Middle East.
Wait, so they bombed Tel Aviv?
And you can hear some of the background noise there. So
Wait, Iran bombed Tel Aviv, y'all? Can we confirm that? Wait, did they bomb Tel Aviv? Not that I mean, I'm curious. Can anybody confirm that Iran retaliate and bomb Tel Aviv? Do anybody know? That's what I think that's what they just said. Somebody should. It's about time. Fuck yeah, you didn't know that Israel been getting hit. I'm talking about today.
Israel has been investing our national resources and our tax dollars into preparing to keep their people safe, as opposed to all these other regimes that have been investing in a nuclear program and offensive program. We've been building, missile defense. However, as we've seen, nothing is 100%. Two people were killed over the last 24 hours, including a pregnant woman. And, this is a huge tragedy. But the Israeli people understand something maybe that the West has yet to understand. The whole idea of live and let live, that everything is going to be okay, that we can just kind of ignore what's going on and going about our lives, it just doesn't work in this world today. And you have to be willing to face evil before it grows. The Israeli people overwhelmingly, Josh, are willing to pay the price in order to bring down this evil, because we know that it's a national mission, and we know that if we don't bring it, and if we try to stick our heads in the ground, and we could end up with another October 7th in our hand. The Israeli people paid dearly for that, and now we are united around the idea that evil must be faced, and therefore the applause and the feeling of national pride when we heard that our pilots flew all the way to Iran and took down the supreme leader of Iran and took out part of the nuclear program with our dearest friends in the United States. That's a feeling of national pride. And I'll tell you something else. The fact that there's such incredible coordination between the President of the United States and Prime Minister Netanyahu, our intelligence services, our military services, gives a sense of pride for Israel, and I think a sense of pride for the United States, that we have a real partnership in this region, which is an anchor for many other regions in the world, and the evil dictators around the
All
world.
right. Let's see if we can find something else. Let's see if we can find some videos, guys. Let's see if we can find some videos of maybe let's see if we can find some videos of what's happening.
Not sure if you guys have had a moment to look at what's taking place in the news right now.
Terrence Howard.
But as we are speaking, or as I'm recording this, we have two huge U.S. carriers that's approaching the straits. We have 150 different planes. We have China and Iran, along with Russia, all doing these military drills at the same time that these nuclear talks are supposed to take place. And President Trump has threatened to use force if these talks fail. Well, one of the things that a lot of people aren't aware of is the fact that a great deal of Chinese oil, or of China's oil, comes from Iran. China was getting a great deal of oil from Venezuela, but the U.S. just cut off that trade from Venezuela with the capture of the president of Venezuela. Now, if you look back in history, this took place before. In 1945, we had Japan making its aggressions around with regard to China and to other countries. So what did the U.S. do? It cut off the oil supply for Japan, which led to Japan ultimately bombing Pearl Harbor. US was thrust into World War II, where World War III seems like it's going to be pushed by something different, but the same methods are look like they're being employed. So what I'm asking right now for everyone out there, I want you to take the time to look at what's taking place inside the world. I want you to take a moment to collect yourselves and think of the outcome that we all want for this world.
Mm,
If we want to be thrust into war, then it's at the front door.
that's right.
If we want to find a peaceful resolution to some of this, then we're going to have to change our tactics. And I don't mean I as an American, I'm talking about I as an earthling. I'm talking about we as a people. This world is going crazy right now. So let us take a moment to look at what's taking place and
Good
seek
morning, Lil Don. What's up, Lil Don?
better for not just us, but for the world as a whole, because that's what it means, being conscious. And perhaps everyone can come together and think in a positive way, can pray in a positive way, but even more so, act in a positive way, because this is getting ugly, y'all. So put your best face on, put your most positive attitude on, and let's see if we can consciously make a difference. Have a wonderful day.
That sound good, Terrence. That sound good, my boy.
You smell so
That
good.
sound good. Damn, thank you, baby. I know I smell pretty good. Appreciate that, baby. I know I smell pretty good. Prove what? To who? Fuck y'all. I ain't gotta prove shit to y'all. Prove what? To who? Right? That could have came at that could have came at a better time, y'all. Prove what? To who? Fuck y'all. I ain't gotta prove shit to none of y'all. The helly? Go do your own homework. Go do your own homework. I ain't gotta prove shit to y'all. Hello. I guess you gonna get you got gone last night. What you talking about? 155. What you talking about? You said I guess you got gone last night. How I get gone? Someone gave Trump a set of balls this time around. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell no. Hey, shit no, man. Hit that like button, chat. Hit that like button. Uh-oh.
Netanyahu has officially fled. Is when you tell somebody you. So Netanyahu has officially fled to Germany. I mean, Germany, of all places. The jokes write themselves. The official Israeli state aircraft landed in Berlin, Germany at 8:30 p.m. today after circling Israel for hours, looking for a safe place to land. This flight is often used for the continuity of government during crises, by the way. Consider this jet the Israeli Air Force One. Netanyahu was literally fleeing Israel amidst retaliatory attacks from Iran. He could not handle it. The plane was stuck circling over Israeli coastal airspace for several hours before finally leaving Israeli airspace to try to seek refuge in Europe. The jet was seen circling over Greece, and it is alleged that they were refused entry in Cyprus. While the West is sending their children to die in a war that they have absolutely no involvement in, the leader of Israel has fled the country. And to Germany, no less. How about that? So Netanyahu has
Not
officially
Netanyahu ran, y'all.
fled to
She
Germany.
lying. She gotta be lying, bro. She gotta be lying. She featured on the the Free Palestine, blah 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 blah. Y'all think she lying, bro? Let me find out she lying, bro.
The
Let me
death of
find out she
Ayatollah
lying.
Khamenei has officially been reported by Iranian state media. The Fars news agency reported that Khamenei was killed in the early hours of Saturday morning at his office
She's
while
so full
performing
of
his
it.
assigned duties.
Somebody said she full of it. Let me see if she at.
Iranian President Masoud
Uh
says that
oh.
Iran views revenge as its duty and right. The death of Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian says that Iran views revenge as its duty and right following the killings of senior Iranian leadership. Meanwhile, confirmed the killings of several senior leaders, including Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the Ayatollah's security advisor Ali Shamkhani, the Armed Forces Chief of Staff Abdul Rahman Mousavi, the Minister of Defense Aziz Nasser-Sadeh, and the IRGC Commander-in-Chief Mohammed Bakbour. It's reported that more commanders of the armed forces have been killed, but their names will be reported later. Meanwhile, Israel's military says that it has struck the heart of Tehran for the first time. Large plumes of smoke were seen rising above Tehran amidst claims of strikes against government sites. Israel has also said that they are working to establish aerial superiority over Tehran. Meanwhile, sirens are sounding around Tel Aviv and the surrounding areas. At least 40 buildings have been destroyed in Tel Aviv so far, with reports that over 200 residents have been evacuated from the city. Iranian missiles hit the Israeli Tel Naf air base, the Israeli Army headquarters in Hakiria in Tel Aviv, and a large industrial complex in the same city. Additionally, Iran has launched missiles and drones at 27 different U.S. bases in the sixth wave of retaliatory attacks. Explosions near U.S. bases continue to be heard in Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain. Iran's top security official Ari Larijani said, "Yesterday, Iran filed missiles at the United States and Israel, and they did hurt. Today, we will hit them with a force that they have never experienced before." Stay tuned for more updates. Iranian President assumed possession.
It's going down. It's going down, chat. It's going down. These missiles about to be flying left and right, left and right, left and right. My money's on the is posting propaganda. She might be. What you posting? You posting the truth? One of the clones? Look at your name, one of the clones. What you posting? At least she putting content out there. At least she putting information out there. What you putting out there?
No, he's going to start a war because they said I had that personality to start a war.
Uh
Oh,
oh.
because they said I had that personality to start a war. They remember that? Oh, we can't vote for him. He's going to start a war. No, I used my personality that we didn't have to have wars. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. Who started no new wars. No new wars. No new wars. We don't need the wars. Foreign lands, countries you've never heard of, countries that don't even want us there. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. We will expel the warmongers from our government. You know, we never got into a war. We have a great record. We had peace. We had prosperity. We had no wars. We had no wars. That started no wars. We didn't have a war. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will expel the warmongers from our government. And we had no wars. When you see all the people that died in these horrible wars in the Middle East and everything else, countries didn't want us. Look at Trump. Just look at this guy. He's going to go to war. He's going to take us. No, no. Look at me. I'm the one that kept us out of war. You know, I'm the only president that didn't start a war. I didn't start a war. This president, no wars. Started no wars. You're going to end up in a war. Or no war. They like a war. They love wars. You know, they love killing people. It's so wonderful. You know, I'm the only president in many, many decades that didn't start a war. They're the party of endless wars. I was the first president in decades who started no new war.
All right. Damn, I thought that repeated. That didn't repeat. That thing is just that long, bro. That video was long as crap, yo. God bless America, my home, sweet home. This is a long war in Iran. It's about to be a long one, y'all. It's about to be a long one. Yo, get the likes up, guys. We got over 100 people. We had over 200 people. We had over 300 people. Get the likes up to at least 50. 50. 50, chat. 50. Get the likes up, man. Get the likes up, bro. Get the likes up, man. I'm trying to find that video on there we go.
that person is a dictator, that person's a dictator. The first question you'd ask is, what is it that that country has that America needs? That's the first question you'd ask them. America is the biggest oil junkie in the world. America holds so many countries' money. It's insane. It's really insane. So whenever she's talking about other countries saying these are terrorists, see, you go to another nation that didn't invite you. You try to have negotiations and tell them, listen, give us your oil, diamonds, etc. We'll have some negotiations. And they say, well, no, we don't want you to have that. You go to another one. And America says, oh, okay, cool. So America leaves. What do? They send in agents through the CIA. They assassinate the leadership after they use the media in that country to turn the people against the leader of that country. Then it's called a coup. They assassinate the leader and they prop up someone who's a CIA agent who they had trained to be the new person to run for the leadership of that country, put him in place, and then they have free access to the wealth that they already were trying to get in the first place. This is called a coup. America's been doing it for a very long time. They have murdered and assassinated leaders all across the planet. America is a gangster, brother. I mean, a real one. They feel like money is their God. They'll say God with their mouth, but they'll show God with their money. God meaning G-O-D, gold, oil, and drugs. Okay? That's their God. Gold, oil, and drugs. That's their God. So when America tries to say this person, that person is a dictator, that country has what America needs.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Boy, he just laid out the whole playbook. He just laid out the whole playbook. What's going on, man? Our government ain't fighting for us. They ain't doing shit for us. For us, the working people every day, they ain't doing shit for y'all. They ain't doing shit for y'all. The rich is getting richer. The rich is getting richer every single day, and
What is
giving
it that that country
and giving you crumbs and giving you crumbs, 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 crumbs. All right, chat. Your boy got to get to work, man. Shout out to everybody that's liked the video. Shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel. Appreciate you so much, man. Danny, thank you for the $5 super chat today, Danny. Thank you for all the gifts that you gave me, Danny. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Man, you guys were damn right when the straight up blah 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 gets shut down, the price of oil will rise. Yep. I don't know what the conversation is like in the chat. Y'all got a lot of stuff going on. As a trucker, you should like Trump getting. I do, Mushy. I do. I actually did like that. Actually do. You know, we need people out here who have real CDL license. We need people out here who have real CDL license, who went to real schools, who got trained by real trainers. Shout out to all my truckers out there, man. Moving America, man. Much love to you all. Shout out to Mr. 115, Mr. 5155. Lil Dunn, man. Shout out to all my mods. They kind of dispersed on me today. But much love to you all. Um, take care and God bless you all. See you next time. Peace.